Hi, I'm Kimberly. Welcome to Simply Living in a Small Town. So, sorry about that. The cough is still trying to linger, I guess. So, I'm sorry. I'm readjusting here. This chair is not the most comfortable. Anyway, it has been one heck of a chaotic weekend. Do not mind me. I threw this shirt back on. It has been a strange weekend, okay, y'all. I was outside earlier today. It was beautiful today. Kind of somewhat chilly, but it was 56 degrees, so it wasn't too bad. It was really quite nice in the sun. And I had two boards laid out back, two deck boards. And I've had them laid out there for a couple weeks on my sawhorses. So I finally got those sanded down. They are ready. Oh no. Oh, this is indicative of the weekend. Cats. Um, yeah, I have a story about that too. Anyway, I I got those sanded down, the first two boards to go on my balcony. Finally, it's taken seems like forever. Please come here, come here, come sit with mommy. Come on. Why are you doing this? She's been all cuddly. I think it's because it's getting cooler. She's not going out as much as she's been cuddling with her mama a lot. So I got these boards sanded down. That took me a little bit. Wasn't too bad. I kind of did that quicker than I actually thought I would. And then those boards need to be stained and put on my balcony or put down on my balcony, and then I could stain them. But um, I think the best thing would be to actually just go ahead and stain them first. However, we're supposed to have rain tomorrow, but not like till tomorrow night. And then Tuesday, we're supposed to be having rain, and I don't know exactly when that is. And then I have some prep work to do before I can even, besides the staining of the boards and that. Oh gosh, cat. So there's that. But I have been like in a dysphoric state today, off and on, because so yesterday, I'm trying to think. Yesterday I slept. Would you please move? Come on. I slept till 11:30 yesterday, which is highly unusual for me. I never sleep in that late. Please, you're blocking my light. Come on. And I was really rested. I really did need the sleep because I have been lacking sleep for quite a while and just kind of dragging. So I slept in late. Didn't realize I slept in late. But anyway, that was good. I guess that might have made up for today because that's part of why I'm feeling out of sorts. So this morning I ended up getting up at 6 a.m. Not that I wanted to. I normally get up on the weekend around 8, 7:30, 8 o'clock because my body is in this natural alarm clock because I normally get up 7:30, 8 o'clock Monday through Friday. So then on the weekend, it's kind of like the same thing. My body's used to it, and I just wake up at that time. This morning, however, we had an issue with one of our cats. And in my sleep, I hear the cat sound like he's going to vomit. And so I kind of like, it's like hurry wake up type of thing. And I like to get him off the bed. And he was between my husband and I on top of our body pillow that we're using. Like, we have a body pillow as our bed pillow, like for our heads, but then we put like a pillow then on, up against that. Well, he was up on the body pillow in between my husband and he did vomit. We both woke up and it was just bad. So I had like some on my arm and I had some in my hair. I had to get up and I had to wash my hair, and y'all, that was not the way to start the day at all. And then I got down here and it was just like one thing after another. So I ended up staying up. So I have been up since 6 a.m. today, and now it's about 10. And I'm getting ready to go to bed. And these cats are driving me crazy. You have been in the other room, and then the minute that I'm doing this, why are you in here? Yes, you. Come on. So there's been that. And then, so then that's why, like, my whole day was just, I have so, like, lost track of time in the day, and it's just like, I mean, it was like today was like a blip, I don't know. And so I had planned on I've done no crochet today, so I actually thought I would have like another thing done to show y'all, but I don't. So I have what I have, and I'll show you what I have. So I've been going through these whip bags trying to clean out and condense and like just get things cleaned up, even though I feel like at the moment it's even more of a mess by my chair. But you know how it is. It's like when you start taking stuff out, it's like you make it worse before you make it better. So that's how I'm trying to look at it. And I found one of these scrunchies that I started last year and I completely forgot about. That was in a little thing. So I finished the rest of that. And this was just scrap yarn that I have. It's really pretty. It was came in a big bag of thrifted yarn I got from my mother. And it's like sparkly. I don't think you can even see the sparkliness. But it's a silver and it's sparkly. And so then I went ahead and I had enough yarn that I made another one. This one is not quite the same. I don't remember. I think I did this one first, and then yeah, that's what it was. And then I turned around and did this one. But at any rate, one of them was almost finished, and then I made another one. So there's that. I mean, I try to use my scraps. I do not have tons of scraps. Like, at this point, like, most of my scraps are, like, bigger, you know, like if it's like half used or something like that, skein of yarn or something. And then I can still use that on, you know, one or two other projects or whatever the heck. So it's, I try to use up everything, you know. And I do have scrap balls, but I only have like two. They're like little clear containers that I bought from Dollar Tree. One has 3-weight yarn in it, and the other one has all worsted. So, and then I say that I've got a couple of balls. I have been running across those too. So I have a couple little balls of chunky yarn, and they're tiny little balls. So I don't know what I'm going to do with. I'm just going to throw them in with the 4-weight. But anyway, I just have them 2 little clear containers, and they're not even full. Because like last year, I made my daughter a scrap cardigan. So that cleaned a lot of what was in the 3-weight container out. And yeah, so I don't have a lot of scrap yarn. So, but I did get this blanket done that I showed you all the other day. That I was almost done, this baby blanket, I was almost done with it, and I finished this. So I did get something done this week. I have been doing some crocheting. I did spend the bulk of one day actually crocheting the majority of the day. So, which I say this, I think that was the day I started this actually. But anyway, this is what it looks like now. I hate how it has that crease because I always fold it up, but I put the little, so you can see that, the little pink border on it. And so I think that turned out really pretty. It's just a like off-white and pink. And this was that Lion Brand fun yarn that was in little skeins, kind of like the Just Yarn little skeins at Dollar Tree. And the yarn, like I said, was not fun. It was quite terrible. And I think I ended up using, it was like 6 or 7 of those little balls to make this whole blanket. And I still have like 6 or 7 left or something like that, maybe 8. But they're all the mint green and the cream, mainly the mint green. And then there's like one that's pink and a partial one that's pink. It was left over from this. So, but I think it turned out really pretty. It needs washed. The yarn is just not, I don't know. It's just, the other ones I made with like the Caron baby yarn, and then the first ones I did with the Premier yarn, and this is just, I don't know. This reminds me, it reminds me of like a vintage blanket. Not only like the look of it, but the actual feel of it because of the yarn. So anyway, I think that this one needs washed because of that. It just doesn't, I don't love the texture. It's not horrible actually, but yeah, it's not my favorite, but I think it turned out really, really pretty. So you can see the whole thing, minus my crease from folding it, but so I think it turned out really cute. And that's just some more yarn used up that I needed to use up. So, which is a good thing. I'm trying to do that. Like I said, I have a Premier order coming. I didn't order a lot of yarn. But it's enough considering that I still have, yarn that needs put up. Today, though, was exciting. Not only getting those boards, this is going to sound hilarious. Not only getting those boards sanded, though, to use for my balcony, but because I did it so quickly and almost so effortlessly today, in comparison, I've actually been putting it off because in my head, I kept saying, oh man, every time you do that, it hurts your hands so much, blah, blah, blah. And that's what I've been telling myself for probably a month now about getting this done. But I whipped those out so quick. Of course, I only sanded one side and the edges because I only sanded the top. Come on, get down here. Come on. Come here. Come on, I know you're wanting mama. Come on. So in other words, I didn't sand the underside because I figured it's like, it's just the underside. In other words, it's not gonna really matter. That area is not gonna get, like, that's just gonna be the bottom of the floor for the balcony. So anyway, oh my good grief, y'all. This, yeah, welcome to it being fall and getting cooler, and this is what I'm gonna have. So anyway, I'm using the same deck boards, not the ones that I 2 other deck boards, but they're still deck boards, okay, that I had. I've had these deck boards for years, but anyway, they actually came from a neighbor of mine over where I used to live that gave them to us because she replaced her deck boards. Well, she replaced her porch floor, so that was, come on, YouTube. So anyway, I've had these boards for years. Yes, please go. Come on. She's probably gonna wait for me. So anyway, why it excited me was not only did I get the 2 done for the balcony that are going to be the first 2 boards. I only need, like, I think 4 or 5 more. It's a small balcony. So there's that. But in other words, I've had the other 2 boards for my shelves to go in my office laid out there under our carport for months now. So now I'm excited because once the weather breaks here again, like sometime later in the week, I need to go ahead and get those done. Because then I can go ahead and at least get one shelf up, which would be fantastic to start moving all this great big yarn and getting that set up nice. And then I can put the regular size skeins like these up here that I have over here in a box and a tote, and I can actually stick them in here. So I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to weed out some yarn and then put, you know, I don't want to have too much yarn. And I mean for myself, like, it's fantastic what other people like that have big yarn stashes and whatever. That's great if that's what they want, but I don't want, you know, I feel like I'm already a little bit ahead of myself in a way. So, yeah. So anyway, that gave me excitement about getting the other 2 boards done so that I can get those shelves put up in my office, and then I can, like, that's going to look great because I won't even fill up them 2 shelves. Well, I say that. I have to look because I was actually planning on, I think, putting up 3 shelves. So I'm going to have to look at that again. But at any rate, I accomplished something today. So that's like huge excitement for me today was sanding boards. I know that's probably not exciting to y'all, but it is for me, just like crocheting a blanket or whatnot. So, you know, it's something else accomplished, and I love taking something old and or worn looking or tired looking and making it look like new. And that's those boards. The boards actually, they were really brown, like from previous stain, like on the top, which is where I sanded them, like. But it wasn't only that. Then there was, like, I had smoke creosote because they were in my garage at where my house burned down. So there was also a layer, like, smoke. So then, like, sanding all that off, and then you could just see this beautiful shiny, like, pine, the yellow, you know, looks like a brand new pencil when you sharpen it, you know. It's just is great. So I love doing that. Just, it's reusing stuff I already have. Lumber is high. I have quite a bit of wood, so I'm trying to go through what I have and use what I have that I can use here before I just start getting rid of then what's left. So, or if it's something that I want to use, like to build a cabinet or something, I'm keeping that. But I got a lot of wood to go through. It's mainly like trim and stuff like that. So I have all the crown molding. Well, not all of it, but I have I have a lot of the crown molding from the house that burned down and things like that were out in my garage. So anyway, I just got a lot to go through still yet, and that's just part of it. So I need to get rid of some furniture too. I want to get rid of, I've got one chair I want to get rid of, and maybe 2 or 3 actually. So we shall see. But you know, I can't complain because I'm grateful, because, you know, after we lost the house, that was a big deal to, like, lose most of everything, including, you know, like the life we had there, the home we had, and not only that, and of course all the contents and that. So anyway, I shall see you in the next one. Bye now, and God bless. Thank you so much for watching.